Have you ever opened an email, stared at the subject line, and felt your stomach drop? Your tax return is ready. For most people in Canada, that one sentence brings stress, confusion, and a quiet fear that somewhere, somehow, they are losing money, and they don't even know it. That was exactly how it felt for Daniel, a 32-year-old warehouse worker in Ontario. Every year, tax season arrived like a storm he couldn't escape. He would gather his T4 slips, his receipts, his pay stubs, shove them into a folder, and walk into a tax office. Sit down. Nervous. Quiet. And every year, he heard the same thing. You owe us a little more. Or worse. You're getting a small refund. Small. Like a consolation prize for a year of hard work. But what bothered Daniel most wasn't the money he paid. It was the feeling. The feeling that he was missing something. Like everyone else knew a secret, and he didn't. One evening, after another disappointing tax result, Daniel sat at his kitchen table scrolling through his phone. A friend had just posted something that caught his eye. I filed my own taxes this year and saved over $600 in fees. Daniel froze. $600. Just gone, every year. For what? A 20-minute meeting with someone who typed numbers into software he could probably use himself. That night, something shifted. He didn't know it yet, but this was the beginning of a quiet rebellion. Against confusion. Against dependency. And against the idea that taxes had to be complicated. He opened YouTube. Typed one sentence. How to file taxes in Canada by yourself. The results flooded in. Videos. Guides. Tutorials. Software walkthroughs. At first, it felt overwhelming. RRSPs, TFSAs. Deductions. Credits. It looked like another language. He almost closed the laptop. But then he noticed something strange. Every video kept repeating the same idea. You don't need to be an accountant to file your own taxes. That sentence stuck. So he tried something small. He downloaded a free tax software. Just to look. No pressure. Just curiosity. And what he discovered changed everything he thought he knew. The screen didn't look scary. It looked like a simple questionnaire. Step by step. One box at a time. Income. Employment. Deductions. Credits. Line by line, it was guiding him. And for the first time in years, Daniel felt something unexpected. Control. But life doesn't change that easily. Because confusion always fights back. The next day at work, Daniel mentioned it to a coworker. I'm thinking of doing my own taxes this year. The coworker laughed. Bro, don't do that. You'll mess it up and get audited. Just pay someone. That word hit hard. Audited. Like a warning sign. Like stepping into danger without protection. Daniel hesitated again. That night, he almost gave up. But instead, he did something different. He started comparing. He looked at what tax preparers actually did. And what he found shocked him. Most of the work was data entry. Numbers already given by employers. Forms already pre-filled by the government. Software doing most of the calculations. And then came the real twist. The average tax filing fee in Canada wasn't small. For simple returns, it could be $80, $120, even $200 or more. Every single year. For something that, in many cases, took less than an hour. Daniel leaned back in his chair. Something didn't add up. Why was he paying hundreds for something he could already see himself doing? That's when the real curiosity turned into determination. He decided. This year, I will try it myself. But he didn't jump blindly. He started learning. Slowly. Evenings after work became research sessions. He learned about tax slips like T4 and T4A. He learned about basic deductions. He learned something simple but powerful. The Canadian tax system isn't designed to trick you. It's designed to process information. If you give it the right information, it calculates everything automatically. That was the moment things started to click. But just when Daniel thought he was getting it, the confusion returned. Credits. Refunds. Medical expenses. RRSP contributions. Each topic felt like another maze. One night, frustrated, he almost quit again. He muttered to himself, "This is too much. Maybe the tax guy was right." But then something unexpected happened. His younger sister, a college student, walked into the room. She saw the screen and laughed. "You're overthinking it. It's just like filling an online form. I did mine last year." That hit him harder than anything else. If she could do it, why couldn't he? That night, Daniel made a decision that changed everything. He stopped trying to understand taxes and started trying to just follow the system step by step. No fear. No assumptions. Just input. And that's when the story took its first real turn. The process wasn't complicated. It was structured. He entered his T4. The software filled in income automatically. He added his basic personal details. It calculated deductions. He entered tuition credits from a short course he took. It adjusted. He added medical expenses. It recalculated again. Every step showed him something powerful. Numbers changing in real time. Refund increasing. Or taxes owed decreasing. It wasn't magic. It was logic. And for the first time, Daniel realized something important. Tax filing wasn't about being smart. It was about being organized. But just when everything seemed smooth, the fear returned one last time. The final step. Submit return. His finger hovered over the button. 1,000 thoughts rushed in. What if I made a mistake? What if I get fined? What if I get audited? His heart raced. This was the moment most people never pass. The moment where fear wins. But Daniel remembered something. He remembered the hundreds of dollars he had paid every year. He remembered the confusion that never really went away. And he remembered the feeling of dependence. He took a deep breath. And clicked. Submit. Silence. Then a confirmation message appeared. Your tax return has been successfully submitted. Nothing exploded. No warning. No alarm. Just, success. Daniel leaned back. Stunned. Then he refreshed the page. Refund estimate appeared. He blinked. It was higher than usual. Not a little. Noticeably higher. Because this time, he had actually included everything. Credits he used to miss. Deductions he never knew existed. Expenses he always ignored. And that's when the real shock hit him. He hadn't just avoided paying fees. He had actually gained more money back. Hundreds more than previous years. The realization sat heavy in his chest. All those years, he hadn't just been paying for convenience. He had been paying for fear. Fear of doing it himself. Fear of making mistakes. Fear of the unknown. And that fear had cost him hundreds of dollars every year. But now something had changed. He wasn't afraid anymore. The next tax season came faster than expected. But this time, Daniel didn't wait. No office visit. No appointment. No folder of papers carried across town. Just him. His laptop. And confidence. He filed in under an hour. Checked everything twice. Submitted. Done. And when the refund came, it was even better than before. Because now he knew where every dollar was going. And where every dollar was coming from. The twist wasn't that taxes were easy. The twist was that they were always simple. They were just hidden behind fear, complexity, and tradition. People weren't struggling because taxes were impossible. They were struggling because no one ever showed them how simple the system actually is. And the moment you remove that fear, everything changes. Months later, Daniel wasn't just filing his own taxes. He was helping friends, coworkers, even his parents. Not because he became an expert, but because he finally understood something powerful. Taxes don't reward complexity. They reward clarity. And once you learn that, you stop paying for confusion and start keeping what you already earned. Now imagine this. How many people around you are still paying hundreds every year for something they could do in one evening? How many people are still afraid of a system that is actually designed to be followed step by step? The truth is simple. Every year you outsource your taxes without learning them, you are renting back control over your own money. But the moment you take the control back, even just once, something shifts permanently. You stop seeing tax season as fear. You start seeing it as opportunity. Not just to file, but to understand. Not just to complete a form, but to claim what is already yours. Daniel never became a finance expert. He never became an accountant. He just did one thing differently. He tried. And that try saved him hundreds, maybe thousands over time. And now the question is not whether it's possible. The question is, how much have you already lost by not trying? Because the next tax season is coming, whether you are ready or not. The only difference is, this time you can walk into it blind, or you can walk into it informed and in control. If this story made you rethink how you handle your taxes, then don't ignore that feeling. Start small. Learn one step. Try one return. Take back one piece of control. Because the moment you realize how simple it actually is, you'll never want to go back to paying for fear again. And if you want more stories like this, where money, systems, and hidden opportunities are broken down into simple truths, then stay connected. Because the next story might just save you even more than this one.